My name is Nthombi and I'm the project manager here at Africa Unite. I've been here now for a year. We have an after-school program here at Nyanga. It's one of the communities in the township. And what I'm really proud of in terms of our program and our work here at Africa Unite is that we have found a way of incorporating human rights in every aspect of our work with children in the community. Human rights is our core focus as Africa Unite, but since we're working with children and youth, it is just as important that we teach them about respect and acceptance, and to accept themselves firstly, and therefore to accept others. So how this has been illustrated in our program is that we have a whole range of children. Our criteria is orphaned and vulnerable children, so allowing children from different backgrounds, whether you're a refugee or a local South African person, or whether it is a child or youth with disabilities in terms of physical or mental, and also looking at background ethnic groups. So we have a whole mixture of children. And in our program, it's not just only in the content of what we teach in terms of life skills and sex and reproductive health, but it is in terms of how we teach it and the acceptance that we have of the children, the love that we show to them. And I think in that kind of modeling behavior, they learn to also accept others. Also, other aspects of our programs that I'm very proud of is that we look to do our programs in a holistic perspective. So looking at the individual child, who do they know themselves as? How do they describe themselves? And often you'll find that children from disadvantaged backgrounds, or any child who has come from a home with problems and maybe dysfunctional families or whatever the circumstances, is identity, and not knowing one's identity, and therefore not having the self-confidence of showing themselves and expressing themselves. So we focus on the child in terms of counseling and life skills, developing their strengths, developing their own identity, and also then going to do home visits, finding out what their families are like, finding out what are their expectations of their families, what are their culture, their religion, what are their traditions, and what the family is also expecting from Africa Unite. So we find this engagement with family, parents, caregivers, and the children already starts building some kind of relationship between the child and the parent or the family, builds relationships between Africa Unite and the community. So once we are able to humble ourselves, which we do, going to people's houses and approaching them as members of the community, wanting to learn more about them and to find out what are their needs, what are their strengths, they are more willing to work with us, and then they feel less threatened in us working with their children.
Okay, my name is Vusi. I'm a psychologist here at Africa Unite. Basically, we work with 110 kids. That's our target, and our program is quite intensive. I mean, quite comprehensive, because it's just about feeding scheme where we feed kids. I think that is very important, but it's more than that. It's also not just a place for kids to stay here so that they are safe from the community, and it's more than that. We intimately know the kids, we intimately know the families, know their homes. They can call me at any time. Sometimes they can walk up here and say, "Vusi, I have a problem," and I can make sure that we deal with that problem or refer them to appropriate services.
Furthermore, in working holistically with the children, we also work with the schools, with the teachers, in that teachers have such a significant role in the community. And if more people, more children could stay in school, so we encourage that kind of behavior. We encourage that when the children come to us in the after-school program, we're doing homework support. We're helping them continue the learning at whatever they're learning at school here at the center. We also do homework support because often children go back home, there's no parent at home, there's no one supervising them, or maybe they live with a granny who is illiterate and cannot help them with their homework. And that is the reason why often many of our children in the community drop out of school, because there's no support. And other things such as drugs and teenage pregnancies then, attract them more. So homework support is very important to us, and I really can boast about that with Africa Unite, because it is the only program I know of here in the community that helps with children, helps children with their homework, that works together with the children and their families.